So I was saying that as many of you know, for the librarians as well as for the scholars, today open access is part of a daily or a weekly or a monthly routine, and not a mere moment in the year for the celebration. Sorry, got it here. Okay. So it's not just a mere moment of celebration once per year. And this is an achievement, the fact that we do not only celebrate open access once per week, but that it's a part of the daily routine of academic institutions. This is an achievement that we should all be happy of. Due to the pandemic, last year we did not have this central event in the last year's Open Access Week, and today we have organized it in hybrid. Some of us are here in the Badia Fiessolana. Many of you are connected online. I hope that next year we are able to organize it in the flesh, giving the possibility to whoever wants to do so to follow online, but most of all, giving the possibility to the speakers to come and visit us here in Fiesole and in Florence. Well, we all know that Fiesole, Florence, and Tuscany, they do deserve a visit. And before I give the floor to Lotta, just let me share with the audience and the panelists that last year was the first year in the history of the EY that the number of open access scientific outputs exceeded the number of outputs published with copyright. 54% in open access to 46%. And I am grateful to the colleagues of the library who worked very hard to achieve this quota, as well as to the academic and the executive committees and the president for their support and commitment. As I said, open access is a constant work that we celebrate not just during the week, but we work very hard to make it possible. So without this constant work, this achievement is impossible. So with these very few words, I just want to welcome everybody to this roundtable. It matters how we open knowledge, building structural equity, central event of our Open Access Week here at the European University Institute. So Lotta, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Pep. Thank you for that welcome, and also for pointing out some of the main figures on open access at the EY, especially the fact that last year we kind of hit the open access limit by exceeding open access compared to the closed access. So I think that was a nice sign. Let me just apologize on behalf of the president, EY President De Hoes, who unfortunately were unable to come. He would have loved to be here. He also is very keen on seeing the shared presentations afterwards. So this was an unforeseen commitment, so we apologize for that. Therefore, I will of course introduce our speakers, but I just thought that maybe I give a few very brief highlights on what happened on open access at the EY. From, let's say, 2003 until today, but don't be scared, it's 2 slides. So, yes, please. Yes. Okay. As you, the milestones of open access at EY started with the cadmus first installation. Cadmus is the EY research repository, and as an institution, the EY has after that signed Berlin Declaration, created a first open access policy. We signed the Budapest Open Access Initiative on its 10th year anniversary. Other issues like we signed a statement against Elsevier's sharing policy back in 2015. Then some highlights: in 2017, 30% of content in Cadmus was open access. while, as Pep rightly so mentioned, in 2020, all the things issued in 2020 was actually more open access than not. There was a launch of the research data repository in 2017. We had a second reinforced open access policy back in 2017 as well. And thankfully so, we extended our Library Open Science Office in 2019 with a new colleague who is sitting also sharing the table here inside, Simone Sacchi. And in the same year at the end, we merged our RES data repository with the cadmus publications repository. And the last 2 years, we have seen new transformative agreements at the EY between the library and publishers. Some hints on cadmus. 54-55% is open access. A milestone in 2020. Also, we reached the 1,000th open access thesis, EUI thesis. We created, unfortunately, so we could say, a COVID pandemic collection with new types of output like videos and audios. We have a complete archive, a digital archive of the State of the Union content, so that it's easily retrievable online. Complete of the 10 years of the State of the Union. And we also introduced as a pilot, let's say, the Max Weber program, lectures, audio, video material. Forthcoming on this, by the way, is that we will implement a module inside Cadmus so that it will be even more easy to visualize these new types of material. We have a few transformative agreements, and Demi rightly so will discuss this more in depth. It will be very interesting. Here at the EY, we have Cambridge University Press transformative agreement signed by the library through CRUI, the Italian consortium, Wiley and Springer, where unfortunately the limit of APC's waivers have been reached as of 18th October, nearly on the, nearly as a birth date of the Open Access Week, let's say, but there may be still a possibility of covering this still. It's under collecting data on this. Cogitatio, which is a smaller publisher, and then some hints on the ECPR Open Access Journal, which is very interesting because it gives a very good fair price per article, and the Elsevier quite small discount. So that's my introduction.
More information about library services can be found on our website, and don't forget to follow our blog and social media channels to stay up to date with the latest news.